Hey, what's up, everyone? This is Shalin Magi. Welcome to my No Man's Sky video. This is a day in the life of episode, which is just me really uh, kind of doing whatever I wind up doing in the game. No set out plan most of the time. Almost kind of like a live playthrough, but with some edits and stuff. So, anyway, yesterday's episode, little recap of it. I pretty much I found two systems or two planets that I was able to find hotspots on each planet, essentially that would allow me to delete three of my existing bases. So, in other words, sort of an address book, teleport address book cleanup. I'm able to get rid of three bases, but it with by just acquiring two, right? Getting the same amount of resources essentially. And I thought I would pretty much get all that on video yesterday, but it just so happens that I was only able to get the one base built. I had tried a couple new things that I had done on my Animal Farm video where I built the Animal Farm base, and I tried a couple ideas, and then I tried to mix that with some of the ideas I normally use, and there was a lot of, a couple free placements I made in the beginning really threw things off near the end where I was trying to snap certain things together and it didn't want to work. So it took a lot of time, but essentially that was most of the video yesterday. I did do a quicksilver mission. I did a normal mission. And so I think I'm going to continue on that path today. I am going to get the second base built. However, since I ended up at the anomaly and did a quicksilver mission, I think I'm going to go ahead and start my day by doing a quicksilver mission. So, hack a sentinel pillar. Okay, that's easy enough. All right, and I guess I will meet you on the planet. And here we are. And I'm going to go ahead and bring out. Yep, he's already here. And you know what? Let me see. I think he has a issue that I can repair right now, so that would be pretty helpful. All right. And I think he's ready for action. So I guess we just go ahead and start a fight with these guys. But, I probably should have went inside, but I figure since it's aggressive sentinels here, that they would attack me, but I guess not. Let's see. Maintain levels, increase levels. It appears control system material enlarged down feature dramatically. I hear hydraulic systems activate as hoppers open all over the facility, flooding the fabricators with raw material, gears grind, and pipes strain against sudden abundance. With loud crash, the system overloads. Production comes to a total halt. Okay, so right, and let me check him, make sure. Yeah, see, he gets damage really freaking easy. It's pretty crazy. All right. Yeah, these guys gotta go because they keep summoning new ones. Outpost. Oh, there you are. Upgrades when this is done. Who knows if they'll be equal to what I already have. Okay, they're all down here climbing the cave and stuff. You gotta go. Yeah, it's a pain. They make holes. Jesus, they make holes in the ground. A whole ton of repairs for him after this. So now I got animals mad at me and stuff. All right, come on. Looks like my guy's down for the moment. Or no, he's still out here rocking it. This is crazy. I had to blow a hole in the ground to even get to this freaking this sentinel guy. Okay, so I guess sentinel pillar is nearby. Yeah, it's weird how they get, like, you see an arrow pointing, but you can't pinpoint it. That's because that dude was like under the ground. I had to blow a huge hole in the ground, and it's like he's like stuck down there stomping around and all. Anyway, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and fly this sentinel pillar, and I'll meet you there. All right, I'm here, and it looks like there is sentinels out still. So, yeah, apparently I didn't completely disable the thing. All right. Yeah. That's all right. I'll probably get some kind of some sort of upgrade going on here with all these different combat units or salvage glass or whatever. All right. Can I hack into this thing yet? Yeah. Just curious. All right. I think I'm gonna. Okay. Actually, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to my probably my holiday base, which is that base I'm sort of redesigning on a paradise planet. And that's because I have access to all my sentinels, so I can go ahead and make his repairs. He's got a lot of repairs he needs now. So yeah, I'll catch up with you. All right, everyone, I'm back. I think I've got everything I need to get him all repaired up. So go ahead and do that real quick. Right. Yeah, he takes quite a bit of damage, but that's kind of good because at least it gives you it helps you clean out your storage units. You need quite a lot of resources to keep him functional. So yeah, it's all good. And lastly, all right. So yeah, he's set up. Yeah. So what I'm going to do now is I have a. Yeah, I was able to replace my gold and oxygen cobalt base as well as my paraffinium and nitrogen base yesterday. So today I am going to replace this base right here, which is my cadmium oxygen base. Unfortunately, this happens to be on a ruined planet, but I'm trying to remember if the system, I put down all the save beacons for the hotspots, so I don't have to do that. I'm trying to remember if the planet's in this system or if it's in, I believe it might be in the green gas system. So I'm going to travel to one of these, whatever one shows up first, I'll meet you there. Yeah, this is the correct system it's in. So yeah, I'll meet you on the planet. Interestingly, this scaly planet is like identical to the planet that I had my cobalt base on my other character. Same type, like identical, except this planet doesn't have cobalt on it, but yeah, it looks exactly the same. So, and I do believe I have all these hotspots mapped out, although it's just showing one. Yeah, there we go. All right, so that's my oxygen. yeah, I guess I'll head to the central location. I will catch up with you after I get something of interest built. All right. Hey, I'm back, everyone. I think this is going to be a much more simplistic base, much smaller, and but I wanted to film this part because I'm at the very beginning of, just sitting down a base computer, and I'm going to do that covered landing pad again. I like that, but I think it would be better to kind of film me starting that off when there's not a whole lot going on. So pretty much, I'm just going to use these small things since this is an even amount of floorboards. So I need these to pretty much get my center point. And with these short little walls here, I'm able to take a floorboard and drop it, right? And so let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, I believe it is. It goes out 4 and it's 3 wide. Yeah. All right. And then pretty much, you just drop, and again, I'm using the alternative pad, but um, and this time I'm not going to use sort of the little jigs I showed you in the other video, the short walls to get a center point, because this is pretty easy to get a center point by having this amount of floorboards. You don't put on the side pieces, and it's pretty easy to line up, right? The pad. So I think it's hard to see the top part, but I try to line the feet up and try to line the feet up with the edges, right? And let me see how that works out. Yeah, it's not bad. Okay, so now I can just I can simply throw these small pieces on. And again, the cool thing about these small little squares is it's very easy to find the center of them if you're interested in, putting those, these concrete things. So just get that in the center. And then once I get one snapped, I can just go ahead and take this off here, and I'll throw that right there, and then just take that off there, and I'll get to that later. But now at this point, I need to determine, this is kind of a metallic looking planet. Maybe I'll make this building metal alloy instead of concrete. Uh, so I did try the salvage metal look at the animal farm, and I thought it didn't sort of fit the theme. So I'm going to try the metallic on this one. Maybe if I actually did that, that would give me a little bit more room for the stairs. Yeah, maybe that's what I did before, because I don't remember putting small squares on the top of the pad. So, all right, and this is tough. There we go. Without, don't want to delete the landing pad. So, okay. kind of hard to tell on this planet, but I'm gonna go ahead and try to color these. It's probably going to be a lot like the alloy or salvaged um, metal. Probably not going to be a huge noticeable. Yeah. How about rusted? Okay. Yeah, I mean it's so subtle that I can't even tell, honestly. I mean, yeah, well, I can tell the difference between that one. I'll figure that out. That's not too important at this point. So, yeah, I guess I'm just going to fill that in. Maybe I will replace these walls with alloy. Not sure yet. Like I said, this is going to be quite more simplistic than the that current base. So I'll catch up with y'all. All right, everyone, I'm back. I'm pretty much for the most part done the main base portion of this base. Right, this is pretty similar. Teleport right there, and then my three whatchamacallits. This is kind of cool. Um, I kind of like these things inside. It keeps it cleaner, but also allows me to just, you know, blow a huge giant hole in the ground and very, very clean piping. Uh, Pretty much easy to find each one. But anyway, I think as far as inside the building up here, I mean, base computer, maybe I'll throw a trade terminal in here, a nutrient processor. Trade terminal, maybe? About all that's needed for this spot, I guess. Uh, that's weird, man. Kind of. There we go. Yeah, something like that. That'll work, and then yeah, I don't think it's really that important that I throw a food processor down. So I guess I'm just trying to prolong the inevitable, which means I need to get going and start running these lines and get the space going. All right, everyone. Hey, I'm back, everyone. I'm getting ready to delete this base. This is my cadmium oxygen base. Uh, Unfortunately, this is on a relic planet, and I do like relic planets. However, um, I've got a base in a system where there is a relic planet, so it doesn't really matter. So I'm going to delete this base because I don't feel like creating new materials for the current base I'm working on. So by deleting this, I'll just be able to, grab the stuff out of the salvage capsule. So I've got the main portion of the base done, and I've got the electromagnetic portion. I just need to get I'm working on the gold right now on that portion. Then I just need to get the cadmium and the oxygen, and I'll be gold. So I will meet up with you there shortly. Hey everyone, I'm in the space station right next to the base I just deleted, and I just picked up this mission, which I immediately completed. Right, collect 250 phosphorus for a multi-tool expansion and Gex standing. So obviously I carry, those resources on me. So I'm just going to turn that in real quick. And, oh, you know what? Within this station. Okay, so I need to deliver it. Yeah. All right, you know what? I was going to head back and start the building, get the building complete, but I'm going to go ahead and deliver this real fast. And I'm limiting the amount of time I spend on video building because I do want to do submissions. I do want to get under 400,000 light years. So it's going to take like at least one jump with a black hole. And then I already did the quicksilver thing. So yeah, find something to get into though here. But I'll go ahead and deliver this and hit the space station and port back to the mining base. And I'm not using any of these expansion kits I've been getting. That's just for if at some point later I decide to make another multi-tool or whatever, then I'll have the expansions to be able to do that. All right. Just curious what they got here. All right. Yep. All right, I'll meet you up at the mission agent. All right. And that pretty much leaves Gek and Corvex. So maybe they'll have something. Explorers Guild. You know what? I got a ton of glass from killing all those sentinels earlier. Let's see if he would want. Okay, I'm good on all that stuff. No, but I'll give him storm crystals. That will work. And what else? Okay, so yeah, I'll meet you back at the base I'm working on now at some point. I'm at the oxygen hotspot, and I'm just getting ready to pretty much button this base up, and then I just got the then I just have the cadmium, yeah, the cadmium spot, and then I will be all done. So this is the easy part, the fast part, just building the actual structure. Oh, damn it. Damn. I'm like, I'm just trying to move too fast, I think. There we go. So yeah, I think I pretty much found I think kind of like all my mining bases I make exactly the same, just like this. I'm pretty happy with this design. It works for me, but I think I found my pretty much universal go-to design for as far as landing pads. Now, it doesn't have to be the alternative landing pad with the wood or the concrete or metal over top. What I mean is creating that little sort of balcony underneath or that platform to put the teleporter on. I think that's a great sort of idea. I guess you could put whatever, a bunch of stuff in there, but yeah, I kind of like the idea of it, the look of it, and all. It's pretty cool. That's what I think about this game. Like, yeah, I beat the game quite a while ago, but you can keep messing around with it and stuff. Aside from just doing missions and all. All right, so I'm done here. I'm just going to grab my flags. I just need to find the direction of my base is apparently this way. Yeah, so I just got the cadmium part and I am done. So
probably meet you when I'm all done. All right, everyone.
Hey everyone, so I am pretty much buttoning up my was a cadmium base here, and then I will be done. I just need to go and grab my my flags, wood walls, close up the ground, and yeah, I'm pretty much done this stuff, so I'll be able to move on. I think when I leave here, I'm going to fly up to the space station that's actually in this system. I am not sure yet, though, what. I didn't look to see what alien race it's dominated by. Let me check that right now. Oh, so this is. So apparently there's no space station. I guess this is a deserted system. I don't know, but yeah, I'll catch up with you in space if I have to. I'll just sort of port to the neighboring galaxy or neighboring system. All right, everyone. All right, everyone. So pretty much done. Here's just a quick sort of aerial, very simple home portion of the base, aside from the landing pad and underneath. But as you can see, I just got a couple things to just sort of button up here. This planet's like green and yellow, so I think as far as oh wow. All right, well, give me 1 second. Yeah, I was getting ready to say as far as what color I'm going to paint these, I guess probably like a light green, like a teal or a yellow, since the planet's sort of that color. Oh no, let's see. Give it a shot here. Of course, rust. Yeah, everything, it looks like everything here is pretty much shaded. That's supposed to be yellow, but it pretty much looks green to me, so I'll go with that. That's fine. Then let me hit these real quick. And I need to check my supply depots here. I haven't checked not one of them yet, so it is quite possible that maybe I'll hook something up wrong and I'm not getting what I need. Oh, and you know what? I need to put a short-range teleport in here, so. And I do need to throw the floor back on in here, so. And I do believe there is flooring. Yeah. Alright. I'm not really worried about stuff growing down here. It kind of gives it a... Okay, so I got my oxygen right here. That's cool. And storing gold right here. Alright, that's good. And then last but not least... Uh-oh. Okay. So it is, yeah, so that's the last one I built, so I guess that's why it's not here yet. All right, interesting. So my cadmium, whatchamacallit, maybe I'll just make straight up red. And then the oxygen one, maybe I'll do the gray and red. Huh. Yeah, I'm going to make the oxygen red, and I'll make the cadmium more of a orange. Yeah. And then gold, that's pretty much a no-brainer, right? All right, that stuff's done. Let me do something real quick since I don't have a save. I don't have a save point here. So what I'm going to do, because a lot of times these things will automatically go back to their standard color. So I'm going to go ahead and do a real quick restore point just by jumping in my ship and then jumping out. All right, so I've got the restore point. Good to go. Yeah, I'll probably just come back here later time, throw a short range teleport in here and then one downstairs, and I think it's pretty much good to go. And let's hit the galaxy map. And I can't remember what quest I did. If it was for if it was for Corvax or who it was for. But let's go to this Gek system. It may have been for Gek. I'll meet you at the space station here. All right, everyone. This is another Explorers. Man, Explorers Guilds seem to be really, really popular. I feel like I run across these more than any other type guilds. All right. Hey everyone. So I have one more hyperdrive module, and I'm going to try to see if I can squeeze out just to get this thing over the hump of 1,000. Don't know if it's going to work. Hopefully it's stronger than one of these S classes. Find out real quick. 225 light year range, 221, 256, and so it is a little bit stronger, but I don't know if it's going to get me over the hump of 1,000. Let's see. 948. So that didn't really do too much of anything, really. Yeah. All right. Well, it's not the end of the world, definitely. And there's a couple of these technology upgrades I'm going to go ahead and throw in storage, but I think the rest of them are pretty much going to be for sale. But I do want to throw that hyperdrive in there because I do think that's probably pretty decent, right? I know that a couple of my other ships would probably benefit from that, but I'm not going to go through that right now. The rest of this stuff, all these scanners don't have scan range. This I will put in here, and also this. Yeah, everything else pretty much for sale. Also want to pop these open. All right. So I'm going to do that real quick, see what I get. And I'm going to leave 3 of them for when I go to the space station. Catch back up with you in a minute. I'm going to go ahead and organize some stuff and then go through and see if I got an upgrade here. Collected all this suspicious packet goods from some of my ships that I haven't flown in a while, and I already opened up one of them, and I already got a pulse splitter and cyclotron upgrade. So, and then pulse engine, that's pretty awesome. Yeah, these things are filled up with upgrades. So I had to come to the freighter to make room, but I guess let's see while I'm here. All right, for sale. And these, I am going to just throw them for now. I'm just going to put those in my technology thing, get them out of the way. And I think I might also do that with these for now. I don't want to use sort of game video time to sit here and fiddle around min-maxing too much anyway. everyone, I'm back. So I need to get to a space station. So why not just make a light year warp jump, right? To do that, kind of kill two birds with one stone here. All right, here we go. I think we'll see what this is. That's Gek. How about Corvex? Yeah, I'm not sure if I checked Corvex. I'll meet you there. I has available here. Doesn't really have anything I'm interested in. However, I am interested to see. Okay, so some mercenaries guild. That's cool. Oh, multi-tool expansion. I'll take that. It's got a shield module. All right, so yeah, I can donate these glass. Donate the hell out of these pirate transponder. They just take up so much room. Yeah, I have a lot of stuff I could give this guy, but I'm not worried about that right now. There's a traveler here. I'm good to go. I just want to sell a bunch of this technology, free up my inventory space. All right. What am I looking like now? Still, man, I'm still packed full of stuff. And obviously dump some stuff off in the Corvette cache. And then even the save beacons, which don't really sell for anything, I'm going to sell them because I've just got so many of them. Should buy a bunch of iron worms. Yeah. And all right, save beacons, 10 of them. Activated copper, I don't need any more of that. I got a bunch of that. Slime. I'll go more. I don't ever use these defense chips. Polished stone. Quantum accelerator. I can throw that in with my, I've got inventory space for that. All right, everyone. I think I'll meet you on the other side of that black hole. There's a black hole right in this system, so go through there, see what the light years are. I think we were at 512 before we made the jump, so it's like sucking me in. All right, I'll see you on the other side here. Look and see. Yeah, I'm at 503, so that's pretty good. And right now I am in a Viking system, so yeah, I'd like to go down to the space station and see what they have for missions. I'll meet you inside. All right, here we are. So I already did a quicksilver, and again, this guy doesn't have anything I really want. Teleport coordinates are pretty nice, but I can't do this because my Merchant's Guild standing is not the greatest. All right, so give me a moment here. I'll catch up with you in a minute. Hey everyone, I'm back. I think I know what I want to do. So I'm getting pretty close to the end of the video, but not. I'm kind of at a spot where I don't want to commit to something real big, but there are a couple things I definitely can do before I end this video. And there was something I was thinking of earlier, but first off, I think it would be a good idea for me to, I could visit my settlements. So I'm going to visit the autophage one first, and I'll meet you there. All right, everyone. So I don't really have buildings to upgrade. Just pick up my resources right here. 2 heat capacitors. But more importantly, see what's going on as far as requests. Maybe I can. So I definitely want to increase the citizen happiness, right? I'm not too worried about that settlement debt. So, yeah, it'll be cleared in an hour and a half anyway. So yeah, happiness is moving up there. I need to do something with the population. All right, well, settlement features. Okay, I'm going to hit my Corvex settlement. I'll meet you there. Okay, let me pick up my quantum processors. Don't know. All right, so what do they want me to? Settlement management. Surrender a wanted citizen. A visitor engineering entity S has arrived, demanding immediate audience with the overseer. They are here seeking the settlement's veteran farmer, who is wanted by authorities in several systems. S offers a large incentive for your cooperation. You know what? I'm not giving up my farmer. I don't care what he did in some other system. Bring your boys here and we'll settle it, right? So, yeah, I'm refusing. 485 quicksilver, blah. That's like almost one quicksilver mission. I'm going to do a planetary scan since we just hopped into the system. But you know what? I'm going to spend this this storage, and I'm going to spend it. I've got 3 technology spots available, so I'm going to spend it on an inventory spot. All right, cool. And let's do a planetary scan of the system. All right, dead planet. They're always fun. And yeah. So anyway, there's it's been bugging me. There's a recipe. Well, I figured it out, but it was bugging me for a while. So if we look at my inventory with my foods, right? So I've got my jetpack buff food. I've got my larger health pool life support food. I've got my overall shields, not hazard shields, but just an increase to, I guess, physical shields, like if you're fighting monstrosities or sentinels. Then I've got my cold, my heat, and my radiation resistant food. Then I've got my cream buns, which they are to jack up your resources gained. So for a while now, I was trying to remember. It's bothering me that I have a cold, a heat, and a radiation resistance food, but no toxin resistance food. However, I had the recipe. I just couldn't figure out which one it was. Anyway, it was this one right here, popping stew, right? So if we go ahead and throw the popping stew in our nutrient processor, we get the toxic resistance, which is cool, right?
I just like to have it available. Also, I wanted to show you something else I discovered. So,
the Esophageal Surprise, okay, that's a great heat resistance food, right? That gives you a 56 heat resistance. Pretty awesome. Um, However, I found a substitute for that, and the substitute is quite easier to make, okay? And it's spiky tart. Actually gives you more heat resistance, right? 62 as opposed to 56. Again, small numbers like that, I don't think you even notice the difference, but the reason why I want to share this with all you guys is because, you know, with the Esophageal Surprise, you need to be able to make cake batter. In order to make cake batter, you need access to creature eggs. Not the easiest thing to come by, at least in the beginning. Uh, but with the spiky tart, man, really simple, right? Just pie case and aloe flesh, pretty much. So that's why I've got this underneath the Esophageal Surprise, because pretty much once I use this up, it'll probably take me a while to go through this, but once I use this up, I'll probably just start making the spiky tart, right? Great way to clean out my food inventory because I got a lot of aloe flesh in my food storage folder. Um, so the popping stew. Let me give you that recipe. Not the easiest to come by, right? Not super hard, but it's going to take two juicy thorax, right? Or another way to make it is you can add juicy thorax and salty chunks. So if you happen to kill a lot of animals, or maybe you hunt a lot of the monstrosities, probably make a good amount of this. I'm betting that the toxic resistance food, I am betting that you could probably make that with some of the vegetables or fruits mixed with like a pie case or sugar dough. I just haven't figured it out yet. If it is the case, it would certainly be a lot more easy to come by. But what I wanted to do now was the other day when I went on that planet and I got to the desert planet with the sticky honey with all the rocks that are like seeping sap and honey, built the runaway mold base right there on the planet. I'm pretty sure if we take this honey, and I would almost guarantee if you mix it with sugar dough, you're going to come up with something. Absolutely. But I actually want to mix it with cake batter because I do think that I'll definitely get an entry into my recipe book, and also you all will be able to maybe learn a new recipe, right? So I'm going to start with sticky honey and cake batter, then I'll go to synthetic honey and cake batter and see what we get. So, you know what? How about sugar dough? Let's do sugar dough. Honey waffle. Okay, so, not worried about honey waffle, actually. Already can make those, and they don't really do anything that I personally use, so. Come on, where is the cake batter? Okay, yeah. Okay, so questionably sweet cake. Let's make one of them. I'm curious about what it does. All right, so I'll throw that in my exosuit. Now, let me go ahead and make, or I already have synthetic honey. So let's mix some cake batter with synthetic honey this time. And then cake batter mixed with crunchy caramel. Right, couple different, okay, so cake batter, and we'll do the first one that comes up, crunchy caramel. What is this?
Caramel encrusted cake. Yeah. I actually love learning new recipes. Pretty cool. Okay, now synthetic, right? Synthetic honey. That may be under processed. No. Yeah, processed. Synthetic honey. Glittering honey cake. Yeah. All right. So we have three new recipes to try out here. See what they do, and I'll share them. I'll share them all with you. Caramel encrusted cake. 55 resources mined. Wow. So that's actually a little bit. Well, hold on a second. That's not as good as the cream fingers, cream puffs. But that's still cool to know, right? Plus 55 to resources mined. So that's caramel encrusted cake. Let me go ahead and share that recipe with everyone. It's probably right near the chocolate cake, I'm guessing. Yeah. So caramel encrusted cake is cake batter and crunchy caramel, right? If you want to make a screenshot of it, there you go. Let's go with questionably sweet. Whoa, 64 resources mined. Holy crap. Now, is that better than cream puffs? Cream buns. 64, 57. Yeah, man. So, what was that cake called? Questionably sweet cake. 64 resources mined. Holy crap. Okay, here we go. Let me share this with you all. It doesn't surprise me it's so far in the recipe book because that's really powerful. Sticky honey and cake batter. Here's the breakdown. So, you know what? I think I want to end this episode by making a jump to get under 500,000 light years from center. All right, I think I'm going to go with this. Or, you know what? I might push my luck a little bit. I could go there. A lot of conflict. How about this one? Already at 501. Okay, yeah, let's try this system. I'll meet you when I get there. All right, everyone, we're in this system. Let me go ahead and do a planetary scan, and I'm going to jump in and go through the black hole. That will definitely put me well under 500. Supercritical. Yeah. All right. All right, everyone. So that's about it for this episode. Pretty much got a whole lot of stuff jam-packed in the end here. Hopefully some of those recipes helped you all out. And yeah, until the next time, peace out, everyone.